Hello, Jay and Frey here again. Time for another vlog. I know this one's a little bit late. It's just because I've been working so much. I'm actually kind of glad I'm injured because I'm injured, I don't have to go to my day job, or rather I don't have a day job, which is kind of good because at this point so much is happening that I honestly don't know how I could work 40 hours a week and then come home and do everything else. As it stands, I'm up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning every night, trying to get up at 9 or 10 in the morning to start at it again. Sometimes, like yesterday, I don't actually get out of bed till about noon, just because my body's like, no, we're gonna sleep now. So what's happening? Well, it's 25 days until The Untold Tale comes out, which means we are into the slow slide to publication. Now, for those of you who don't know, this means at this point, I am literally just finalizing the last line edits, which is things like making sure that semicolons are used correctly, or there's no comma splices, or all the characters' names are spelled the same way each time they're mentioned, or you don't mess up things like characters' eye color. Just the small catches that are glaringly obvious on the page when you buy a book and read it, but when you've written the book, you totally don't see it. It's just not, it's something your eye just completely skips over because you think, you're reading what you think is there and not what is actually there. So we're doing that. I have the last of the marketing to settle. I actually just had a lovely confab with a friend, Adrian Kress, who's also an author for YA and middle grade books. Congratulations, Adrian, on your Disney deal. That's so cool. I can't wait to see the film. Her new book series, The Explorers Club, just got optioned by Disney. So I'm really excited, and I'm secretly hoping that when it's time for her to go on set for her little set visit and maybe a cameo in the film, that I get to go too. Anyway, congratulations, Adrian. The point being, I just had a long conversation with Adrian about what's going to happen for the book launches and what we've seen work for other people and what we've had work for us. So right now we're planning book launches. There's one in Toronto on December 10th, which is going to be at the Amsterdam Bicycle Club. And a friend of mine, Chantel Barrett, is going to be singing. She was a CBC Searchlight finalist, so she's going to come and sing for us. That's very exciting. In Guelph, there's one on December 17th, and that's going to be at the Round Table Board Game Tavern. So we get to play board games at my book launch, which I'm really excited about. And maybe finally somebody will play Marrying Mr. Darcy with me. I have had this book or this game for over a year, and I just haven't managed to sit down with somebody who wants to play it. And then there's one in Fergus on December 11th at Roxanne's Reflections bookstore, which is going to be sort of like coffee clatch, conclave sort of thing where we decide kind of cookies and chat, which is going to be nice and low-key, which I'm looking forward to. The point of all of this, though, is that there's still so much to do on our side of things. So we're finalizing the cover tomorrow, I guess. So I'm contacting authors who said that they would be interested in giving me a front cover blurb. Now that's that bit on the cover where, you know, under the title it'll say, oh my god, this book is the most amazing thing ever and you should read it 100 times and buy 3,000 copies for all your friends, Stephen King or Melissa Myers or somebody else. So basically the idea is that when someone's looking at the cover, they'll see an author that they like J.K. Rowling or Stephen King or Stephanie Myers or whoever they love, saying, hey, I love this book. And then the hope is that then they'll buy that book because somebody whose books they loved this book. A little convoluted. So you end up giving the book to a bunch of authors and then just hoping that somebody is able to give you a really tight one-line blurb. So we have a couple lined up, but we're waiting for a few more people to email me back. Todd. And the thing about the blurbs is that they're always a favor. So you can't, you know, run after someone saying, you promised. It's always a favor. And sometimes people decline to blurb. Like I've said, yeah, I'll read a book and then got about a chapter in and gone, oh, no, this is not This is not something my fans would like, so it's not something that I feel like I should attach my name to because my fans wouldn't appreciate reading this book, or this book is really not ready for publication and I hesitate to put my name on something that's not as polished as it should be. So, you know, you never know. You never know. So that's happening. I saw my galleys last night. That was pretty cool. They just look so good. The galley is sort of the blueprint of what the book is going to look like when it's done. So, you know, what the chapter heading looks like, what the title page is going to look like, if there's images in it, what the images are going to look like. It was so beautiful that I actually was sitting at my desk and went, oh my God, it's so pretty. And just past this door is a bedroom. And I woke up the person who was sleeping in the bedroom because I got them at like 10 o'clock at night. So, sorry. But I was very excited about the galleys, and they are so pretty. Wow. What else is up? I just thought of something and it just fell right out of my head. Damn. Anyway, so my whole no beer thing, I have been mostly good, but I was really stressed out about some of the line edits last night, so I may have snuck 2 bottles of beer. But as soon as the weather clears, you can't see out the window right now, but it's gusty and gray and gross. As soon as the weather clears, I'm going to head off to the liquor store to pick up some wine, so I won't be tempted to drink the beer instead. And I have not been very good. I haven't been on the recumbent editing desk yet, but there's a good reason for that. Hillary, she of No Mercy, has assigned me some new exercises for physio, and they hurt. Oh my God. I went into physio last Monday, and she's like, so how are you? And I was like, my butt hurts. Everything from here to the top of my knees hurts. And she's like, yep, it should. It will hurt before it gets better. And I'm like, yeah, but to the point where like I rolled over in bed and I woke myself up, it hurt. And she was like, yep. So I feel like I have a good excuse to not be on the bike. But so hopefully today or tomorrow I'll start back on the bike again. It's also day 12 of NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. And I have now hit 18,337 words, which is exactly where I should be for day 11. Today's day 12, so I should be trying to do hitting 20,000 words today. That's something that I'm going to do after this vlog. But on top of that, I'm also trying to do 2 screenplays and a short story. The short story is about 3,000 words. I don't expect that it's going to be much longer than that, maybe at the most 6,000 words. And I will probably add that to my NaNo word count later. But for now, I'm just focusing on using the novella, The Wondrous Woes of the Writer, for this word count. Sometime around 18,000 words is where I kind of hit the speed bump when I'm writing. Even when I'm writing a full novel, sometime around 20,000 words is when I go, is this really what I want to do? Is this plot interesting? Is this character interesting? And I think it's because you've gotten over the sweet spot of introducing everything, and it's just before the inciting incident, or at least it is when I write books. And once you hit the inciting incident, everything goes zoom, and the plot takes off. But that stretch between yay introduction and inciting incident seems to be around 20,000 words for me, and I go, oh, I'm bored. I want to write a different part. I don't know if I like these people. I don't know if I like this story. So for me, that's where things sort of get, I don't know, it makes it hard. There's a speed bump that I have to push my bike through or push myself over. What else? So for NaNo, I'm doing this short story, which is about 3,000 words. I'm doing The Wondrous Woes of the Writer novella, which I don't expect is going to be much more than 30,000 words. Potentially it might hit 40,000 words. We'll see. It depends on how things shake out with the story. And then I have 2 screenplays that I'm working on. One I have nicknamed Social Justice Warrior. I don't actually have a name for it. This is about the 4th nickname for this script. And at this point, I should be at 42 pages for the script. Unfortunately, I'm only at 24. I've only done half of what I should do. But I don't feel too bad about it because a lot of the time that I would be dedicating to the script has been dedicated to line edits. So once all the line edits are done at the end of this week, hopefully then I can plow through and get caught up with that script. And then there's a second script that is sort of a secret project. I think I might have alluded to it in an earlier vlog. I'm not going to release the title of it yet, but I'm very proud of it. And it's hit 42 pages, so it's right where it should be. So I'm more or less on track. I'm crazy for deciding to do 3 NaNo projects in 1 month, the same month that we're finalizing the Untold Tale. But, you know, stuff's got to get done before the end of the year, and it's November, so there's not much year left to get it done in. Sleep is for the weak, and those on the New York Times bestseller list. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is I kind of had a bit of a revelation last night, maybe because it was 3 a.m. and I was feeling a little sleep-fogged as I was editing the Untold Tales. But I mentioned this on my Twitter last night, if any of you follow me there, at Scifrey, SCIFREY. I mentioned that manuscripts are kind of like time capsules for writers. When you're a reader, you buy a book and you read the book, and all you see is that first layer of the story. You might stop and say, oh, wow, what a beautifully crafted metaphor, what a beautifully crafted phrase, and you might feel connected to that, but all you're really seeing is the story. As a writer, what I'm experiencing while I'm editing is, yes, the story itself, and then, yes, the second deeper technical level of, oh, is that where that semicolon goes, the actual technical editing. But past that, there's this weird sort of nostalgia embedded in a manuscript where you think, oh yeah, that's a scene that I wrote on the plane on my way to England when I was going over to visit my friend at school. Or, oh yeah, I edited this scene while I was traveling through this provincial park with my parents. Or, oh yeah, this is where I cut out that whole paragraph when I was babysitting those kids, or I was at the bar listening to this music. And there's so much of a writer, there's so much of yourself embedded in the text and completely unreadable to anyone who isn't the author. And it's interesting to go back and read work that you did 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago and say, wow, I was such a different person then. What I was concerned about putting into this is something that I'm not concerned about anymore, or something that I am concerned about. Or, wow, look at the way that I wrote this relationship. I was so naive in love then. Or I'd clearly just broken up. Oh yeah, I just remembered I broke up with that person. And that's why in this story, the main character does this. Like, there's motivations that are in the book that are motivated by your own emotional situation, where you were physically, where you were emotionally. I was saying when I edited a section last night that I had edited that section in Newfoundland when I was there touring around, and I was thinking, oh yeah, that's the day that the smell of the sea salt fog got into the cabin, and I could taste the molasses from my breakfast that morning, and oh yeah, and then we went to go see that play in Trinity. And even though I was reading this paragraph about gnomes in a forest, I was reliving being in Newfoundland, the physical sensations, the scent memory of it. So it's interesting that novels are, in a way, time capsules for authors. But that sort of annotated version of the story is not available for the reader, not even for the editor or the publishing team. It's very interesting. It's interesting, and I think that's what makes writing so personal, is that you're not just putting yourself out there, you're putting a piece of yourself into the book. And when people reject the book or they don't like the book based on the surface layer, it feels like, as a writer, they're they're dismissing the third layer, the sense memory, the time capsule, the sense of the author layer. And I think that's why people's books are so personal to them. It's why they call them their babies. It's why they're so protective of them, because we as authors see more than just the story in the book. Yeah, it was just an interesting thought. So there's my introspection for the day. I'm going to go make another cup of tea and wait for this horrible weather to pass so I can go out and, I was going to say run some errands, but I can't run. Walk some errands. And I will see you all next week. Hopefully by next week I'll have slept for more than 4 hours at a go. Yeah. All right. See y'all later and good luck with NaNo. Bye.